Okay, welcome everybody back to another video. It has been a minute. My name is 𝐰𝐤𝐵𝐤, and we are going to be diving into being where you are. And wanted to talk about this because I have been going through some insanely intense lessons the past 2 months. And I'll be doing videos around what I've been learning. And so the first one of the series is Be Where You Are. And that sounds like really simple. So we're just going to dive in and dissect it. And my intention is to have this land in a way that it hasn't for you before. So we have some cacao with us. So welcoming in her spirit. Yeah, so be where you are. I don't know about you, but I'll share for me, I have been on the run for years. I have been on the run in the sense of I've always been looking for the next thing, looking for the next adventure, looking for the next place to live, looking for the next job, looking for the next place to travel, to scratch this itch inside of me of like this deep sense of unfulfillment and this deep sense of unhappiness. And I'm just now, 2024, November, coming to the point of recognizing this pattern and recognizing this grasping at the external for some sense of fulfillment or some sense of wholeness or completeness or finding this thing that I've been looking for. And so the past 2 months, I've been brought to my fucking knees. Like, just breakdown. Like, just whole fucking pyramid, it just collapsed. And so I've been offered this opportunity to really look at a lot of patterns in how I have been engaging with life. So this has been interesting. And there's been a desire to escape. You know, I just moved to this new place and I've been settling in and it's been uncomfortable and it's brought up a lot of things. And yeah, there's been a desire to just move and go to the next place and escape the discomfort. And this is such a common pattern as human beings. You know, when things get uncomfortable, we look for shifts in the external to bring some, short-term ease and solution and like resolvement to that energy and that feeling. So totally natural if you're like nodding your head and you're like, yes, bitch, like me. And so I just feel you. And yeah, so like that's really intense, and that can be really strong. And at different periods in our life when the intensity of this discomfort is stronger, or sometimes it's, you know, maybe just a little tuffle or a little fight with a loved one, or maybe it's like, wow, like you feel so financially unstable and like you feel like your world is crumbling down, aka me the past 2 months, you know. So like there's ranges, and like just be where you are. And I think this comes into another topic of like comparison and especially social media and comparing to where other people are on their journeys. Whether you're following wellness influencers, whether you're following biohackers, whether you're following travel people, whether you're following entrepreneurs, they all are at these different points in our life. We all are at different points in our life, and they just seem to have it so easy. Or at least I think that. I'm like, oh my gosh, they have it so easy. They're just like traveling the world and like getting paid to like make Instagram reels and like sell a natural gum, and they're just a queen. And comparison is not helpful. It's actually stealing your presence and the lessons and the joy that can be anchored in right now and right here. And so be here. Like, be where you are. Like, you have been guided to this space for a reason, and trust that. And really anchor into the knowingness that the happiness or whatever you're grasping to find in the external, whether it's, you know, getting new clothes or going to a new place or getting a new boyfriend, like it's not going to fix or to scratch the itch on the level that you need it to. It's just not. It may scratch the itch for like a few weeks, a day, a few months, right? But like you got to go to the fucking root. You got to really get under the skin and like get in there. And to get there, you have to go within. You have to be still in the moment and like find the joy and the happiness and the contentment with where you're at. Like I've literally made a pact with myself because like I love to travel and I love exploring new places, but I'm like, I am not going or picking the next place I want to move or whatever until I am so fucking present and happy and anchored where I'm at, right? We are just cancel clearing the pattern of avoidance, right? Like go into the discomfort. And I want to acknowledge that like whatever you may be going through right now, like it may be so fucking hard and so fucking uncomfortable that you're like, what do I fucking do, bitch? Like I'm at a loss. And let me tell you, I've been there. The past few weeks, I have been there. And if you're needing some guidance, if you're needing support, I do one-on-one mentorship soul guidance sessions, and I'll link that below if you want to book with me. Sometimes it's just really good to chat with someone and have that mirror and reflection. So that'll be below. So I invite you to ask yourself, what are you running from? What is so fucking uncomfortable that you feel the need to be anywhere except where you are right now? Like, trust that God, Spirit, Divine has a plan for you, and you are so perfectly placed. You're so perfectly placed. Like, be here and like ask yourself, like, okay, maybe this situation, like maybe in my head doesn't seem the most ideal. That's okay, right? Like, what are the things that will bring joy? What are the things that like I want to do, or the people I want to surround myself by, or like some of the things that would really inspire me? Like starting asking those questions. And it doesn't mean you need to go buy 10 new shirts, or you need to go, I don't know, invest in a bajillion programs to make yourself feel worthy. Like, let's be reasonable here. Like, what is accessible right now, you know, and catching yourself when there is that grasping for like that dopamine hit of like buying something to become more worthy or enough or more similar to the reality that these Instagram people are living, right? Like finding the joy in moving your body and going for a walk or going into nature, like, you know, meeting a new person for coffee, drinking some cacao, like doing yoga, I just joined a gym, which is just accelerating my mental health, you know, like it can be whatever, but asking yourself, what is genuinely going to improve my internal environment so that my external environment can continue to mirror that back to me? Like your internal state, your internal reality is what is creating the connections and the energy and the synchronicities and the magic and the alignment in the external. And so root within, like, who do you want to become? Like, who do you want to be? And like, start being her, start being him, start being them now. You know, like everything is possible in this exact moment, in this now moment. You have everything that is available to you to start taking those next steps to who you desire to become. So be here. The answer is not in moving to Bali. You know, if you're genuinely feeling a call to Bali, like fantastic, go there. But like, I know for me, I've been like, oh, I'm going to be my best self that's fully in her purpose when I move to Guatemala. Bitch, let me tell you, it doesn't work like that. It was so hard, and I evacuated the place like 7 weeks later. And because I was grasping for an external environment to give me that sense of fulfillment, purpose, and happiness within, doesn't work. So what are you actually desiring? Noticing when you are reaching for something in the external, what are you actually wanting? And how can you come back to the now? How can you come back to being and self-sourcing? Maybe you're scrolling on Instagram, right? Maybe your serotonin levels are a little low, right? Go for a walk, go for a run. You know, like there's so many free, accessible resources of how you can continue to create a magical internal reality now. So be where you are. Be where you fucking are. I can't say this enough. Like, be there and trust that you will receive the next callings and the next movements when it is time, when you are in a space of gratitude and receptivity and accepting the current situation. This is huge. Accepting the situation. I'm not saying you have to love the situation. I'm not saying you have to be obsessed with exactly what's going on. Like, I'll tell you a little bit. You know, like I'm in this new place. I'm in Colorado, living here all by myself. I moved here solo, right? My best friends and my past coworkers and my boyfriend are all in Montana. And so I'm just here like, oh my God, I miss them. Like, okay. You know, focusing on what's not working, right? And I'm not there, right? And I'm here. And it's choosing to be here and accept that the circumstances are different than they were a few months ago, than they were last winter, right? And accepting it has allowed me to continue to open myself to new opportunities that are actually really exciting me here. And so just accept where you are. Let go of the fucking past. The past is over. It's just not in existence. Sure, maybe the past was amazing and like, yes, it's fun to look at old photos and reminisce of those times, but like, you're not in the past, bitch. You're here, you're now, and Spirit is waiting to give you opportunities to grow and evolve and to become and to align. And you just got to be here in order to receive them, in order to be, because it's like this. It's like, you know, if you're thinking of dimensional realities, right? Like the past and the future, like those are different realities that you are operating in within your psyche. And so if your psyche is like, if it's like over here in the past, like it's like a part of you is missing from right here. And then if you're in the future, you know, like, I think operating the future and like where you want to go in life, like that can be good sometimes. But then you got to come back to the now and how you're taking action. So it's like, how can we come into more integrity and wholeness in the now and be here so we can be open to receive the gifts of Spirit? So that's it. That was the transmission. Thank you all for being kings and queens and gods and goddesses and princes and princesses and all the things. If you're curious in doing a soul guidance session with me, those are around 45 minutes. And they're really just here to help you come back to your truth and your remembrance and anchor within. And yeah, just help you remember who the fuck you are. So you can read more about that below. Thank you all. Cheers. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and we'll chat soon.